All right, we're gonna give this audio ride a whirl. I wish I could have written and recorded simultaneously, but we'll see how many of my thoughts I remember now. We were a little fresh, ready to go. Should have made him wait at the mounting block. I've been really trying to make Wynn listen for aids with my hands. Like, the only time that I touch his mouth is if I'm asking him to collect or bend or steer. Otherwise, I'm really trying to make him listen to my hand my seat and my leg for pace and rhythm, because he just seems to get choppier and stronger the more I mess with his mouth. Wow, my little pivot looks like it's having a moment. Let's hope the whole video is not like that. Here, I'm just letting him go on a really loose rein. This is what Katrine recommended for him. A lot of long, low stretching. So in keeping with moving off my leg, here I'm just keeping his mind busy, changing directions and steering off my leg and seat, and just kind of ignoring him rooting and letting him reach on that long rein without any kind of interference from my hands. Once I pick up the trot here, you'll notice I like to let them kind of go around on their own volition for a few laps before I start manipulating the pace and the headset. I'm often lengthening and shortening my reins because it seems to be a trigger for him for pace. Every time I shorten my reins, he wants to take off. So I just do a lot of changing of rein length without trying to keep him guessing. I'm trying to let him just get kind of long and low. I'm not too worried about the pace. Like I said, I'm just letting him do his own thing and realize that I'm going to stay out of his way. I think he gets kind of claustrophobic. Starting to move out of his shoulder a little bit better. You can still see he's like not sure where I want his head, and that's there. It's getting better there. He's starting to reach. Oh, we lost it. That's good boy. Really trying to make him move out of his shoulder, off of my leg and off my post, and refrain from getting in a tug of war with him or constantly having to agitate his mouth. He also really, really likes a light seat. I find if I kind of perch over his wither, he's that much more inclined to reach down. It's getting a little bit better, a little looser. He's not as antsy about where to put his head. He's starting to relax into that kind of lower, long frame. At some point here, I do pick up the reins and ask him to collect a little bit, but for now, I'm just kind of letting him stretch per Katrine's recommendation. Even there, I don't care if he drops his head. If he wants to take the reins, he can. And I'm just maintaining off my leg. Now he's getting quick again, but I'm trying not to just nail him in the mouth. I'm trying to change my balance, change his balance, and do it all on a loose rein. And it worked. Now I'm kind of giving back to him again. I could have easily overreacted there and nailed him in the mouth, but instead I just maintained rhythm with my post, maybe pinched with the knee and sunk into my heel a little bit to slow him down. Now I am starting to pick those reins up. I should disregard. I think we're going long and low the other direction. Yeah, and I remember him being kind of stiff initially going this way, and him being kind of fussy and like not wanting to stretch as well as he did the other way, and it takes about a lap before he loses that tension and accepts the feel. There we go, that's getting better. That's good boy. Really just trying to make it super pleasant. Good boy. My hands are exaggerated. They're extra low, wide, and soft. And then I'm really just closing and opening my fingers when I feel him starting to pop up. He's so good at bending. Still see he's just a little stiff this direction. There we go. Now I've picked up the reins and I'm going to start manipulating him a little bit. No more of this free for all. We're going to actually start putting ourselves together here and accepting some contact. But because he's so tuned to my seat at this point, I can just shorten my post and close my fingers a little bit and I get a totally different horse. Let's hope that pivot picks back up. Technical difficulties. Now, of course, we missed all of the footage where he was collected. You can tell he's just not quite used to having free range of motion with his head. He doesn't know what to do with it. But it's cool that he has both. He can go long and low for you, or he can go collected and kind of rocked back. Here we go. Yeah, I'm starting him back again in more of a collected mentality. Even sitting the trot, really trying to keep this as soft as possible because he gets scooty. And then I'm going to start posting and hope that he stays in the same frame and pace, which he didn't, but we got it back. This is nice. Look at him reaching. Good boy. Once again, just really, my hand's just only there if I'm asking something of him. It's not a constant. Also really trying to keep him busy. Notice how many like circles and changes of direction and just different tracks I'm taking. Moved off my inside leg really well there, good boy. You see him start to get tense and go up there, and I just do the opposite. I get looser and softer. Maybe give him a little 1-2 with my hand, but good boy. Popped right up into that canter. I want to shorten my reins going into the canter, but I don't do it nailing him in the mouth. I try to segregate the cues, like get the canter departure, then get the collection. Allow him free movement through the departure so he doesn't get nailed in the mouth, and then bring him back. 2-step process, not gonna all happen at once. That's a good boy. I'm really riding in my knee here. He really wants you up off of his back. I find if I have a lot of seat, or even I have that kind of between seat, that every stride where I tap his back, he scoots off of and reacts to. So if I stay off of his back and then I integrate the seat like I did there for a downward transition, he's that much more tuned to it. Good boy. Really soft here, trying to get him still, reacting to my leg and my seat and my post, and not relying on my hand to get that soft trot again. Using the circle instead of my hand because he, of course, wants to canter again. So busy work. Good boy. Big release of the rein through the downward transition. So stretchy. He's wanting to trot off with me, and I'm not nailing him in the mouth. I'm really just trying to keep him walking with my seat and my hip. if I were to get pumpy with my seat or shorten those reins or tense up, he would be right into the canter. So I'm just trying to keep him really quiet. I don't care that he's stretching out. I wouldn't even call it rooting. I would just call it stretching. Once again, changing my rein length a lot because he tends to anticipate. I remember him being significantly stiffer this direction and not finding as soft of a feel this way. So we cantered for a while and then just decided to end on a soft trot. Just stiffer to the right. Not bad, but just stiffer. Just not as comfortable, not as palpable, not as easy to communicate with this direction. Gosh, this camera work is shaky. $300 camera. I'm supposed to follow this and it's shaky, man. Once again, just using my circling to keep his pace consistent because I just felt like if I let him go all around the rail, he would pick up the pace. Big release of the rein through that downward transition, pinching with my knees, slowing down his shoulders, asking him to stretch down again and not get all tense and upright and claustrophobic like he does. He still wants to canter. I remember ending on a really, really quiet note. Instead of panicking and nailing him in the mouth for cantering accidentally, we just kept it really quiet. Lots of releases. He's starting to take advantage of that loose rein a little bit, but I do like to see that he trusts that he has freedom of movement and he's not tense and upright all the time. And then we just end on a really soft trot, similar to the one we started with. So we started loose and at his pace, and then I got more and more, I don't even want to say demanding, but I asked more of him through the middle of the session. And then we're going to end on a similar note. Just really quiet. Here I'm like, you can trot, you can't canter, and you can't go around like a giraffe. There's a good boy. He's relaxing into the trot, so I'm giving him a little bit more rein. Posting really slow, really light on his back. Look at him paddle. And then I remember at the end here, I almost could let go of the rein and he just stayed there, and that was the note we decided to quit on. Good boy. Good boy. Right there, super soft. then I can just sink into my heels and he breaks. I don't even really need my hand.